So this stream is brought to you by Waffles. Because it is 11:56 a.m. June 16th, 2024. And we're back for more of The Legend of Heroes. Trails in the Sky, the third. For the P-Frequency. And we're going to be jumping into Chapter 4. We are making some crazy progress in this game. Woo! Good lord, man. I'll tell you what. Of course, as always, we're going to get a little more backstory on Mr. Kevin. Kevin Graham of the 543rd class of trainees. That's a lot of classes. Sheesh. So much potential for academic incidency. In the name of the goddess above, I hereby appoint you a squire of the Septian Church. He's a squire, by God. How do you accept my appointment? I pledge to offer my soul to the goddess above, and both body and blood to her church on earth. Church on earth, that rhymes. Shouldn't rhyme, but it does. Very good, says Congregation for the Sacraments Cardinal. It's Cardinal Glick. It is exceedingly rare for one at your age to be appointed to this position. I can only assume your aptitudes and training achievements warranted it. May you strive to be a worthy guardian of the goddess's sacraments as her loyal and devoted servant. I heard he also put a stop to an academic incident. That's what got him this position. Ian Selnet, who of course was a character in the Carnelia books. Well, if it isn't Kevin. I see you managed to avoid having your promotion rejected by the top brass. Lancer went live. Splendid, splendid. Instructor, I really can't thank you enough for all you've done for me. I never dreamed I would have an actual Dominion supervising my training. How sweet of you to say. Hard to believe you're the same boy who waltzed up before the Congregation for the Sacraments, shouting, "Make me a knight, please!" Woo! I'd appreciate it if you chucked that memory back into the furthest reaches of your mind, thank you. Oh, but how could I? Had I missed your groveling, I never would have taken an interest in you in the first place. And not in a million years would I have thought you were related to Rufina. Technically he's not, but I digress. You could have asked her to take you on as her pupil before resorting to such drastic measures. You silly boy. Well, I had my reasons. Let's leave it at that. Very well. It doesn't matter at this point anyway. Congratulations. You're now a dog of the church, just like the rest of us. Please enjoy this plate of waffles I personally cooked for you. It's good to have you on board. Thank you. I'm not sure that's the most reassuring metaphor to be using on new recruits, though. You might scare some of them right off. Please, you're not trying to position yourself as some sweet doe-eyed thing, are you? Besides, I think it's a perfectly apt description for us. We go around sniffing out sacraments wherever they may be, tearing through the throats of the heretical fools who are enamored with them all the while. Can you spot the difference? Come on, instructor. I'm used to you at this point, so I don't really care if you call me a dog. But you care if I call your beloved Rufina one, don't you? Not to worry, Kevin. I can read between the lines well enough. Well, did I guess right? I owe her a lot, but I wouldn't call her my beloved. She's just like a big sister to me, that's all. You're making it sound like like you... What exactly? Uh-oh. Rufina! I thought you were in Remiferia on a mission. I was, but I tried to finish as quickly as possible so I could be back for your appointment ceremony. I'm so proud of you, Kevin. It's amazing just how fast you've grown. Now you're a full-fledged adult like me. Wow, thanks for going out of your way to come here. Not sure I deserve to be called an adult yet, though. Got a whole lot of work ahead of me if I want to be half the knight the two of you are. Knight style. Oh my, how modest of you. By the way, have you let Reese know about all of this yet? Not yet. I'm planning to write to her tonight. She's been real mad at me ever since I decided to come to Arteria, though. Hopefully this will cheer her up a bit. Not much else I can do to make up with her short of going home. Perhaps we should do that together at some point, if we can find the time. Oh, and while I have the chance, thank you so much for looking after him all this time, Ian. You've given up so much of your free time, and I really do appreciate it. Think nothing of it. It proved quite a fun way to kill time. He has a fair amount of potential in combat arts, and thaumaturgy, too. It's a shame all his skills are on the practical side of things, however. His academic side is less than stellar. I had a feeling in the pit of my stomach that may be the case. Oh, right. I've got to get going. I have to pick up my new room key and medal from the General Affairs guy. Sorry, I'll talk to you later. Oh. General Affairs, even. What's this? You look so concerned. Feeling guilty because he followed you into such a dangerous line of work. Not at all. That was completely up to him, and him alone. I would never try to dictate his life choices. It's just that... I think he'll make a fine knight, personally. He checks all the boxes. He's got the potential. He's got the determination. All in all, I can see why you're so proud of him. And call it a hunch, but I wouldn't be surprised if a stigma manifested in him just like it has in you. Well, I'm impressed. I don't think you could sense that of others if you didn't possess one yourself. Yet one more reason to feel frustrated that you aren't a Dominion. I know we're friends, but there's no need for all the flattery. My combat and thaumaturgy abilities are average at best. I wouldn't be cut out for the job at all. That's a shame. I'm grateful enough to have been promoted from squire to knight. That's the upper limit for someone with my lack of potential. If only you saw things the way I do. Someone with average at best abilities couldn't have handled your Ouroboros case half as well as you did. Like that mentioned Barnes skit, where Barn joined Ouroboros. Fighting off a man of that reported strength to a swift enough conclusion would be a pretty good feather in anyone's cap. It was just my luck that we both came to an understanding. As far as Kevin goes, he wouldn't need to rely on luck. His potential for growth extends further than I'll ever be able to go. But he has one weakness holding him back. Uh-oh. That poor boy is just far too kind. So kind, in fact, that I can see him driving himself into a corner because of it one day. Chapter 4. The Dark Stigma. I almost said Sigma. Oh, what the beep? The Dark Stigma. We got 2 ceiling stones now. Ooh. If it's Mitch and Barn, I swear. That looks like... Zed and Olivier? What the beep? Ugh. What was Zen? That opens up, I think, 2 different doors we could go into. Zen. Prince Oliver. Now this is a surprise. Why did they come together? That's kind of random. Don't think this is a dream, at least. Indeed, it is not. I would be overjoyed to share a sweet date with Shira in my dreams. One with a fine drinking companion, not so much. Haha, yeah, this is real, alright. Still, doesn't Shira count as a drinking companion too? In a way, it's fine to be drunk with the joy of her company, but it is very much the opposite to be drunk with alcohol involved. That's one of the most important lessons I learned during my stay in Liberl. Truer words have never been spoken. But alright, enough playing around. You guys mind filling us in on what kind of situation we've gotten ourselves into? We shall make with the embraces and tearful greetings afterwards. He's in his prince attire. Honestly, you two really are something special. You'd think you'd be a little shaken finding yourself in somewhere as unnatural as this out of nowhere. You would think, but you'd be wrong. That is quite the pickle. I appreciate that it may be hard to believe, but this is the situation we find ourselves in at this present time. If we're to try and find a way out, we'll need you to accept that. Oh, Mueller, my sweet rose-kissed muse, ever pure and free of thorns, you misunderstand me. I have long accepted our current predicament as reality. Then why do you look so deep in thought? Need you even ask? Perhaps my life's toughest decision lies ahead of me. Before me I find Joshua, Princess Claudia, Tita and Josette. Then there's Julia, and even a new face, Reese. Just whom shall I gather into my arms like a warm blanket and exchange sweet nothings in celebration first? Woo! Only you. Joshua? You were pulling my leg when you said this guy was an Erebonian prince, right? Hard as it is to believe, he is. Putting my deeply earnest dilemma aside for the time being, it sounds as though you've been making some headway in unraveling the mysteries behind this place. Naturally, I would be more than honored to help with that. But first, You got a few questions you need to ask, right? I know I sure do. I should have known you would be thinking along the same lines. You're exactly right. Fine by me. What do you want to ask? You think you figured something out? That's what I want to find out. First, I want to ask about that ghost you've encountered in here. Ask away. If I remember correctly, the first time you met her was on the balcony in Grand Cell Castle, yes? Indeed. Indeed it was. She gave us the key that allowed us to eventually find and rescue you. That was the first time she appeared to us as a ghost. But I don't believe it was the first time she directly communicated with you. Was it, Father? Don't think so, anyway. When Reese and I first arrived here, we heard a strange voice talking to us. We didn't have a clue who it belonged to at the time. But I think that was probably her, too. As do I. So at first she existed here only as a voice, but she's gradually started showing up in a body, too. I know that's a weird way to put it, but if it's true, it backs up what that man in black said last time we saw him. Yeah, he said the Lord of Phantasma had stolen most of her power, right? He kept referring to her as the Hermit, and Master of the Hollow Garden, too. Plus the inscription on that monument behind us has the Hermit's Garden written on it. I think all of us here can connect the dots just fine. Agreed. It's reasonable to conclude that this very garden is connected to her in some way. That's true. That's not true! So get your facts straight. Makes sense to me. It also explains why this place is kinda comfy compared to the other weird, fiend-infested places in Phantasma. Seems like we're getting closer to the truth with every new revelation. By the sound of it, she's been in Phantasma for a while now, possibly since the beginning. But then she had her power stolen by the Lord of Phantasma and ended up without a body. Since then, she's been trying to help us to the best of her abilities and guide us forward. We assume all of this to be true. Maybe the monuments scattered throughout are connected to her somehow, too. They seem to exist for that same purpose, guiding us forward. I think there's one more thing in our possession that's connected to her as well. That cube, Kevin. You think so? Unfortunately, your guess is as good as mine on exactly what the cube is. That being said, I think the odds of it being connected to her somehow are as high as everything else on the list so far. Well, what do you think? Honestly, I'm impressed. You've done a remarkable job of making sense of the situation when you've only just arrived. Still, if we assume all this to be true, then there's something else we should be doing as we keep moving forward. Helping to restore her power, I assume. That way we should be able to ask her what else she knows about the land we're in. Got it in one. I get this impression that if we don't, we won't stand a chance against those two. Find ourselves up against a wall at some point. You may well be right. Well, leaving her aside for the time being, I do have one final thing I'd like to ask. Huh? What else is there to cover? It concerns the Lord of Phantasma you kept mentioning, actually. But simply, you wouldn't happen to have any idea as to who they are, would you, Kevin? Why me? Well, from my perspective, they're awfully fixated on you. They seem to know about Reese's deceased sister as well. Then there's the fact that they're even able to summon devils from the church's texts. It all seems to be pointing to you two, and you in particular. That is true. I can see why you'd ask, I guess. Unfortunately for you, though, I got nothing. If anything, I'd say they seem to be an enemy of the Grouse Ritter as a whole rather than just me. I suppose that's possible. I wouldn't be surprised if an organization like that had more than their fair share of enemies. No offense, of course. I have plenty of enemies myself. Woo! Try not to sound like it's something worth boasting about. Anyway, even if we've connected some dots, we'll have to save the mystery behind who our enemies are for another day. Maybe we can get more information out of them the next time we see them. But until then, we don't have enough to work with. Right. Next time one of them shows up, we'll have to see what we can force out of them. But that about wraps things up for now. If so, we should probably get ready to head out again. We're on plane number 4. If the previous planes are anything to go by, it's gonna be tough. Kevin. Uh-oh. What's up? Did you have something else you wanted to add? No, it's just that I'm not feeling very well, so I'm going to set the next plane out. Uh-oh. What? I'm sorry for the trouble, everyone, but please look out for him on my behalf. He shouldn't cause you too much trouble, but as I'm sure you know, he can be a little careless at times. Reese? Wait a sec. He's gonna go sit this one out for whatever reason. Are you not gonna go after him? Sorry. I'll be back in a minute. Reese. Wait a sec. What's with you all of a sudden? Oh, I know. Are you feeling left out because I'm the only one you know here and everyone else is all buddy-buddy? Sorry, Reese. Probably wasn't fun to have to sit through the whole happy reunion deal over and over again. Should have noticed earlier, really, but I'm pretty insensitive. When are you gonna stop acting? Huh? It's true that I felt a little left out for a while. We've clearly gone through so much together, and it made you that much more fond of each other in the days since. Yeah, we had some amazing times. Tried to come up on the other end of stuff we did without growing closer, though, at all. Watching you all, how could I not have felt lonely? How could I not have felt jealous? You've been avoiding me for the past 5 years, Kevin. The thought that you've grown close to so many others, while going out of your way to keep me out of arm's reach, did make me sad. You know I didn't mean it like that, Reese. But at the same time, I was still happy you did. I knew how badly what happened to Rufina had hurt you, but you were still blaming yourself for it. I knew how you were driving yourself into a corner over it, and how you were taking on nothing but dirty jobs, as if you were trying to punish yourself. And I couldn't confirm it for myself for sure, but I just knew the rumors that you were desperate to burn yourself out through them were true. So that's the reason. That's why, as lonely as I felt when you were off making new friends without me, I was really, really happy more than anything. Reese, you do know that, except it turns out you haven't made any new friends at all. You're pulling the same exact thing you pulled with me on them. Every single one at arm's length. They can't get close to you. You won't get close to them. On the surface, you're a cheery person, having fun with everyone. But on the inside, you're as cold as can be. All you're doing is manipulating your own emotions, but people think you're someone you're not. After watching you ever since we were reunited, that's become plain as day to me. Man, I'm happy you're worried about me, but you've totally got the wrong idea with this one. Sorry, I'm good at a lot of things, but pretending to be someone I'm not isn't one of them. When I'm happy, you'll know about it, and when I'm mad, well, I think you know I'm not so good at hiding that either. I'm the same transparent guy I always was. Oh, I didn't say you weren't easy to read. For me, at least. After all, I know how genuinely shaken you were by the Lord of Phantasma's message. Their words, and the words of that horse ritter, always come across as cryptic, but not to you. Deep down, you know what they're talking about. You just constantly keep it from the rest of us. Try to keep us in the dark. No, maybe you've even managed to pull the wool over your own eyes, too. Come on now. You can't seriously devour the new offering presented to you and display your seal once more. You know exactly what that means, don't you? Go on. You know what? Maybe you should sit things out for a bit. You're clearly really tired. What? I get that you're as angry as you are upset with me, but it's starting to make you jump to some really out there conclusions. And being tired out's only going to make it worse. Can't you see how negative your line of thinking is? You can't seriously believe all this is actually true. I'm not saying I don't deserve all the anger. I totally do. I genuinely was busy, but at the same time, I wasn't sure how to face you if we did end up meeting either. Still, we're gonna be working together from now on, so... enough. Huh? You slapped him! That's violence, woman! Everything you're saying is just meaningless. Maybe the others don't realize that, but how dare you think I, of all people, would fall for it? I realize I'm turning my back on my duties as a squire by doing this, but I can't bear to be near you any longer. I can't stand to see the Kevin I thought I knew so empty. So... well, that happened. Kevin? Oh, hey. I'm sorry you had to see that. Don't worry about it. I want to know something, Joshua. You've looked into me a fair bit since I first stepped onto the scene, right? I have. I know that you're called the Heretic Hunter. I know that you're one of the 12 dominions that lead the Grouse Ritter. And I know you undertake the execution of sinners. The Church deems most unforgivable almost single-handedly. I figured you'd know your stuff. Wouldn't want any guys whose backgrounds you hadn't thoroughly vetted being close to your girlfriend for long, huh? I can't deny it. Still, the only people you harm are those sinners, never anyone else. So I decided that, for the time being at least, you weren't a threat to her or anyone else. I see. Weissman was your work too, wasn't it? Sure was. My job was to get rid of him. That's it. Everything I did with you guys leading up to that point was to get myself into a position to get it done without him catching on. That includes helping all of you out, naturally. Yeah, I know. You must have been aware of the possibility that Estelle would be taken on board the Glorious, too. You thought allowing it to happen would help you in the long run, so you kept quiet about it. Wow. Now that one I'm surprised you pieced together. But yep, you're absolutely right. I figured there was a chance you might get abducted, but I did exactly nothing to stop it. All I cared about was finding out what Weissman and you were up to, and where you were for that matter. Couldn't use better bait for that than her. I thought so. And yet all of that doesn't change how I'm more grateful than words can express. Why is that? Because if you hadn't helped me back then, I would still be Weissman's puppet. True. I would have broken with my own hands what I value most in the whole world. That's a debt I'll never be able to fully repay. Oh, sweet Adios. Now you're just being cute. I know you're smart enough to realize that's not at all why I threw you a bone, right? I just wanted him off his guard enough to create the opening I needed. Helping you was the perfect way to do that. That was all there was to it. And again, that doesn't change how grateful I am to you. Knowing why you did what you did doesn't erase the gratitude I feel. Not in the slightest. It really is just as well you ended up quitting Ouroboros. You'd suck to high heaven if you were an enforcer now. Pretty much. Honestly, you're totally right. If Reese is sitting on the sidelines for now, let me help you in her place. I might not be as capable of helping you as she is, but I should be able to back you up. You don't need to feel indebted to me, you know. Well, I'll take what I can get. No doubt you're worried sick about Estelle, too, so there's your gold star reason for helping out beside me. So thanks. I'm glad you got my back. Right back at you. So now Joshua's our second. We got Zen! One of the best characters in the game. A tank with superior offense and defense, but weak with arts.
Right! Alright!
Alright. And we got Olivier. Has superior range and powerful arts not limited by lines.
Your aid, please!
Alright. So now with Zen, I think we can access another door. Possibly two. I don't recall, but yeah. Ba-da-ba-da. Zen starts in level 107. Steel arms. And Olivier also starts in level 107. That's fun. Steel arms. Steel gauntlets made with thick metal plating. That's something that you just absolutely have to appreciate. I need to set this up so that every time a chess piece gets taken, rap music will play. Oh. Oh man, good time. Good times in the Mushroom Kingdom. Okay. Alright. Ah. Olivier Juggernaut. Of course, he uses the same weapons as Josette. They've got the newest equipment, which is always a good thing. But we'll put some Gaia Greaves on. Do one of those. And Tiger Heart, which will just make him just disgustingly powerful. Kind of like Mueller. Oh, Grandma Family Matters. Whoa. Classic. Ba-ba-bum. Of course, we want to have Long Barrel Deuce. See, what do they got for ordnance? Defense 3. They can give you defense 4, sir. HP 3, EP cut 2. Get a little septium vein. Attack 3, of course. Oh, let's see. Poison. Yeah, we'll go poison. And move 3, that's fine. He's already got Titanic Roar. Creates a powerful localized earthquake to all enemies. No, we don't really use arts with him that much, but, you know, it's good to have it in case you need it. Act 3. Evade 4. We have move 3 now, I just noticed. Give you a little move 3, why not? And it will give you some, whatever. Some shenanigans, I suppose. Mine too, sure, why not? Oh, we should also give you, what's it called? HP 3. There you go. Get some healing going on. Phantom Pain. He's also got Titanic Roar. Very good. Viral Flare. That's a chaotic flurry of scorching arrows. Lightning. Good time. Yeah, we're not having Sin in the back, sir. That'd be about the dumbest thing ever. There you go. There we go. I like that setup. Of course, we got Wrath of Genbu, the ultimate tackle using earth power to obliterate foes. To disable, an upgraded disable now with overwhelming destructive power. And to Oral Blast, an enhanced Oral Blast attacks foes within the area. Requiem Hearts, a raging barrage of shots that shatter the silence. And Howling Bullet too. Recoil control allows energy bullets to be fired more densely. Pretty awesome. Okay. Go over here and recover. Nobody's over here. That's kind of disgusting. Not gonna lie. Anybody up here? Yeah. Other than the beginning, this little area pretty much never gets used. It's just kind of there. Kind of sad, but that's how it goes. They're down here with Reese. So we got something new here. There are a number of interesting books here. So you can read a bunch of random... Oh, these are all the books from that librarian side quest. From the first game. Are you feeling alright, Reese? I can go and get you some medicine if it would help. You big dummy. She's not sick, she's angry. Uh-oh. Huh? Come on, read between the lines. That phony priest obviously said something to make her mad, and this is the result. You're better off leaving her alone for now. But... Reese had a fight with you, Kevin? So that's why she looks so down. Is there anything we can do to make her feel better? Give me a break, Adios. As if I didn't feel guilty enough already. If you want to keep lying to yourself, Kevin, then go right ahead. If that's what makes you happy, I won't stop you. But as long as you keep doing so, I don't want to talk to you. There's more to that story. Alrighty then. Bum 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 bum. Here's where the rest of the people are hanging out. It's disturbing to think that we are literally fighting fiends taken from the church's texts. Then again, our enemies are capable of making a replica of an entire city. I suppose summoning mirrors and tanks are child's play to them. Basically. It always felt like we were being somehow protected when we were in this garden, as opposed to anywhere else in Phantasma. So I can certainly believe the idea that it may be connected to that ghost. It's seeming more and more like we were all drawn in here at the same time. Which is a relief in some ways. That pitiful thing had been left in the outside world without me to watch it. I shudder to think what would have happened. I'd come to his defense, but no, I can't blame you. Truly, I am offended. At the very worst, I would have thrown a luxurious banquet for all to enjoy. Oh. Good times. Nothing really down here, though. The third plane. We finally encountered the ruler of Phantasma, who revealed to us that the grand cell we fought our way through was just an imitation of the real thing, and the second plane of Phantasma. Impossible to say just how many planes there are in here, but all we can do is keep moving on ahead. Out of the Sealing Stone came Princess Claudia and Sieg. Princess insisted on helping with our exploration. She returned to the sealed area and go to the third plane. Arriving, we found ourselves in front of two different corridors. All of a sudden, the ghost appeared to give us advice on how to proceed. Seems we've been hearing her voice for a while. Sounds like Reese and I are going to need to step through the gates at the same time. Once we do, I doubt we'll be able to return. We better be ready. To begin, we should use the stone monument before the gates. The Golden Road. We split into two groups and began making our way through the third plane. My team is going to be working through the Golden Road. We were greeted by fiends that looked like they belonged in a fairy tale. We'll have to be cautious here. Found a powerful bowgun on our way through. Fought a fiend disguised as Reese and earned a new stone. Let's head to the gate. The Silver Road. My team is going to be working through the Silver Road. Fiends at the fiends that met seemed as if they wouldn't look out of a place in a fairy tale. We'll need to be very careful. Found a Templar sword on the way through, and it's eerily familiar. We defeated a fiend that looked just like Kevin and earned a new Sealing Stone. The exit's just ahead of us now. The fourth plane. Good times. No, leave me alone! Leave me alone, newspaper. Alright, good times. Select an option. Anything new in the shops? Not particularly. I think we have to go to the next region first. But we could synthesize some quartzes. Kevin's all done. There you go, sir. There you go, sir. There you go, sir. Alright.